Picture this, the year is 1985, and Steve Jobs is still at Apple's helm. No exile, no triumphant return, just continuous innovation. Would the world we know, brimming with sleek Apple devices, even exist? And let's find the answer to the question, what if? Had Steve Jobs remained at Apple throughout its early years, the Apple II's evolution would have likely accelerated dramatically. His visionary leadership would have spurred faster innovation cycles, resulting in more refined models hitting the market earlier, potentially establishing Apple as the dominant player much sooner. Simultaneously, a stronger emphasis on user experience would have translated into earlier development of crucial software, creating a richer, more appealing ecosystem that attracted a wider user base. This focus might have also led to earlier expansion into new markets, capitalizing on emerging opportunities and avoiding some of the financial struggles Apple faced in the post-Jobs era. This proactive approach could have positioned Apple to seize significant market share much earlier than what happened in our timeline, dramatically changing the personal computing landscape. Had Steve Jobs remained at Apple, the Macintosh's evolution would have likely been dramatically different. A faster innovation cycle, unburdened by the next Detour, would have meant quicker releases of more powerful machines. Crucial technologies might have been integrated earlier, potentially altering the entire computing landscape. Imagine a seamless Apple ecosystem from the outset, preempting the later fragmentation issues. This uninterrupted development could have resulted in earlier dominance, potentially shifting the balance of power against competitors like Microsoft. The unified hardware and software approach would have created a more cohesive and potentially even more powerful brand, fundamentally altering Apple's trajectory and the broader tech industry's competitive dynamics. Without the next interlude, Microsoft's ascendancy might have been significantly challenged. Apple, maintaining its early momentum under Jobs' continuous leadership, could have solidified its dominance in personal computing much sooner. The absence of a fiercely innovative competitor like Next, born from Jobs' Exile, might have stifled Microsoft's aggressive expansion, leaving less room for its Windows operating system to achieve global dominance. Other players in the tech landscape would have also faced a different competitive environment. Companies reliant on partnerships with or competition against Apple would have navigated a drastically different market. The overall shape of the tech industry would likely be far less fragmented, potentially exhibiting greater vertical integration and a more streamlined approach to hardware and software development. The ripple effects of an uninterrupted Apple trajectory would be felt across numerous sectors, changing the trajectory of technological advancement and corporate strategies in unforeseen ways. Without the next interlude, Apple's internal culture likely would have been profoundly different. A continuously present Jobs might have fostered a more intensely demanding yet intensely loyal environment, perhaps less tolerant of dissent, but also more relentlessly focused on innovation. His direct control over acquisitions would have dramatically altered Apple's growth strategy, potentially leading to earlier acquisitions of key technologies or companies that shaped the industry's trajectory. Instead of the more collaborative, consensus-driven approach that emerged post-1997, Apple might have been even more singularly driven by Jobs' vision, possibly leading to a more vertically integrated company, controlling more aspects of its supply chain and software ecosystem. This would also likely have resulted in a distinct brand identity and public perception. Instead of the comeback kid narrative, Apple's image might have been one of consistent, unstoppable dominance, shaping its reputation not only through revolutionary products but through unchallenged market leadership. In this alternate reality, Apple, under Jobs' continuous leadership, likely dominates the tech landscape far more comprehensively. Their product line would boast a smoother evolution, with earlier adoption of key technologies, resulting in superior performance and user experience years ahead of schedule. Imagine iPhones with vastly superior processing power and intuitive interfaces released a decade earlier. This hypothetical Apple would likely hold a near monopoly in key sectors, influencing everything from mobile computing to personal operating systems. The impact on society would be substantial, faster technological advancements, potentially altering the course of communication, entertainment, and information access. A more integrated ecosystem, solidified early on, would have stifled competition, leading to a different technological trajectory for the entire industry. The absence of the next period would likely have drastically reduced the influence of other key players, creating a technologically advanced but potentially less diverse digital landscape. Steve Jobs' 1985 firing dramatically altered Apple's trajectory. His continued presence would have profoundly reshaped the tech landscape. In your opinion, what if Apple hadn't fired Steve Jobs in 1985? Share your thoughts in the comments.